£24 million is to be spent in Birmingham to improve cycle routes over the next few years.
17 million has come from the government. It's hoped that in 20 years' time, 1 in 10 of all journeys into the city will be made by bike. Sarah Falkland reports.
Outside of London, Birmingham is rated the worst city in the country for cyclists.
And I can see why.
Congested commuter roads clogged with cars. There's not much room for bikes.
What a nightmare.
But £24 million could change all that.
A lot of that money is going to go on the infrastructure, getting the cycle lanes, getting all the routes into the city centre right, and getting the city centre itself right to enhance the flow around the city centre and make it really fit for cycling.
Just 1% of people in Birmingham cycle to work. This group are glad that their chosen form of transport is finally getting some backing.
To be fair, in the past, some of the services and some sort of little things haven't really been great for us. So with this money being announced today, it's absolutely great.
It's great to see cycling being taken a bit more seriously.
It's something for the long term. It's brilliant news.
But shouldn't we all be pleased?
Per annum we have £2.3 billion lost due to congestion within Birmingham itself, so being able to utilise new cycle routes and getting people out of cars, it means it's better for the economy. It's also better for people's health and well-being as well, again which has an impact on the wider economy.
And with Birmingham being the second worst city in the country for air pollution, anything that takes cars off the roads will please no doubt the environmentalists. But in Stafford, new cycling routes have been abused. The council there is now warning that if people persist in parking over them, they'll call in the police. Birmingham's cycle paths will be there well in time for a new generation of cyclists. Work will start almost immediately. And the city built for cars could have a future as a city for bikes. Sarah Falkland, BBC Midlands Today in Birmingham.
And Sarah is in Cannon Hill Park in Birmingham for us now. Sarah, quite an interesting route that you took earlier on today, and presumably this is being welcomed by cyclists all over.
Yeah, generally people pretty chuffed. I mean, £24 million, it's not to be sneezed at really. I'm actually cycling home with Dan here. Where are you off to, Dan?
Just a couple of miles south down to Sturchley.
OK, well I won't keep you too long. Dan actually works for Bike Right, which is an organisation that offers free training and advice for cyclists. Dan, we were just hearing there how they were having problems with the cycle paths in Stafford. And that sort of thing going on in Birmingham as well?
Yeah, it does happen. I think it's a little bit of lack of awareness about what cycle lanes are there for and whether you're allowed to park in them or not even.
This £24 million then, this investment, too little too late, some people are saying?
I don't think it's too little too late, but it's definitely the start of the process, not the end of one. We need to keep working, keep getting more funding, keep getting the political will behind it to make cycling as popular mode of transport as it can be.
Now, we were treated to a little bit of footage of me attempting to cycle through Birmingham earlier. I've never been through Birmingham before. It was quite daunting. What advice would you give to cyclists who are going into a city, maybe to go to work for the first time?
I think the first thing is to consider alternative routes. A lot of people travel on really busy routes that they're used to using on their car or on their bus. If you could look around for quieter routes such as this, you can usually find quieter routes into the main city centres. Also, keep riding safe, ride defensively, make sure you're seen and make sure that you see the motorists around you, keep looking around for awareness.
Okay.
There's lots of tips.
OK. Well, the council said earlier that we're not going to become Holland overnight. What is the rate of people going? We're 1% here in Birmingham, people cycling to work. What is it like in Holland?
I think it's around 30% in Holland.
30%?
Yeah.
We have got a long way to go. How does that compare with other UK cities?
I think in Bristol it's around 7%. I think Cambridge and Oxford a little bit higher. But they've been developing their cycle networks for a little bit longer than Birmingham.
It is indeed a long, steep road ahead. Well, I won't keep you from your tea. You get back to Sturchley and I think I might go for an ice cream.
You can do that, you see, when you cycle regularly. There aren't many people that can carry off the lycra look, but I think Sarah
Well,
managed it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
30% in Holland, astonishing figure. Let's talk about football.